Thanks for staying with us. You're still watching E-Vibes, the entertainment show on Signature TV. So this particular segment is a conversation segment where we tend to talk with our guests. And joining me via Zoom from Port Harcourt is Kelvin Briggs. We'll be talking about studying and practicing comedy in Nigeria because he is a comedian. And this topic struck me real hard when he told me that he studied comedy, and we all know that comedy is something that is inborn. It's a talent that you come out of the world with. So we would be having that conversation with him right now. So over to you, Kelvin Briggs. Can you hear me? All right. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon.
All right. So can you talk to me real quick? What's it like studying comedy? Because we all know that comedy is a talent that is given to people from birth. So what's it like studying comedy, and which school did you attend? Did you study comedy from? Which university in Nigeria did you study comedy from?
All right. A quick one. You know, comedy is something, like you said, it's inborn, yes, but you tend to study it, like make it a profession. Sometimes you might not have the opportunity to go to the university where you can study comedy. You can just see one senior colleague that is good going for shows and all that. You might just join him, you know. As you guys go on, sometimes he would be telling you some things about comedy. So that is also studying comedy, in one angle, but making it a profession and being certified for it, that's what makes you a professional. Like you've conquered lots of people in terms of talking to people and all that. So comedy is a very beautiful thing. It's the most important thing, in fact, in this life that I I actually graduated from the University of Port Harcourt. uh I studied theater arts,
Okay.
and my project, what I did was stand-up comedy as my project. I did stand-up comedy on religious hypocrisy in
Mm.
school then. So during my project, I had to use comedy to expose how much most of our pastors these days extort money from people using the word Jesus and all that. So they are just hypocrites. So I used comedy to establish that fact as a drama on stage. Comedy is
Mm.
also acting. You know that, right?
Yeah. All right.
So
So you said something about you studied theater art and all, and it's more like watching other people understudy them, and which makes you very 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 professional, and I totally agree with that. So what challenges have you ever faced when you tell people I studied comedy? It's not like saying I studied comedy in school, you get, and you're certified with it. What remarks do you get? What response do you get from people?
the thing is, comedy is something that you could hear that, oh, this guy is a comedian, this guy studied comedy, but comedy, it is practicalized. Like, it is practical. Yes, people know the theoretical part of comedy in terms of when you read Judicata Comedy Bible and other books about comedy. But the main book, if you read, is Judicata, which is the Comedy Bible. If you can finish the Comedy Bible, which is Judicata's Comedy Bible,
Yeah.
then I think you have an edge in comedy, to, like, you can educate comedy to someone that has the talent. You
Okay.
cannot just someone without the talent cannot just learn it. But if you have the talent and you develop on it, you'll be an outstanding artist out there. Because sometimes when I go on stage, after my performance, I get accolades like, Kelvin, nice one, oh, you don't even look like comedian. I said, yeah, so that's how it is. So we deliver maximum jokes, like, professionally. I emceed one marriage in Abuja. I think that should be like January. And then a lady saw me after the event and she was like, "Hello, MC, how are you?" I said, "I'm fine." She said, "You're coming from Port Harcourt?" I said, "Yes." Say, "You look too handsome to be a comedian."
So
And
it's
I'm
more like
like,
there's an
ah,
ideal look for comedians.
yes, sometimes there is because sometimes, like one of my friends, his name is Aproko, he's a comedian. His facial expression alone can kill you, you know.
Yes.
So you won't even know. Like personally now, you won't even know that I'm a comedian except I tell you and I speak with you. You get so the thing is, I get a lot of accolades out there because first of all, me, I came out from theater art. I'm a core thespian, a certified thespian. I I have my own performance style, that makes me unique from other comedians.
Okay.
Whenever they see me in the event, they'll be like, we'll get maximum, So that's how it is. That's how I've placed my comedy personality. Yes.
Okay, that's quite interesting. Like you said, you already have it and you had to build on it, and that makes it really, really stand out rather. So, what impact has social media had on the rise of new comic voice in Nigeria? What do I mean by that? I mean, social media now, has it made comedians stand out specifically in Nigeria? Because now we have so many skit makers, content creators. Okay, yeah, content creators are actually different from comedians and skit makers. So, would you say that studying comedy and practicing into it as a certified comedian had made comedians stand out in social media, especially when they create content?
Yeah, I understand your question. The thing is, social media is different from being a comedian. Okay. So, like, social media is like whatever you have that is unique, probably you can just showcase and show to the world. And if they like you and buy your business idea, people start trooping to follow you, to start keeping up, to know what you want to do next and all that. So, and that's the social media life. But comedy, you can take comedy into social media and also make people laugh from their comfort zone. It's not an important thing that they would now start looking for where to go and get ticket and go to one particular venue to sit down and laugh, see comedians and all that. You can still be seated inside your living room and you're seeing comedy already online. So I feel like comedy itself has made me believe that social media is a good tool to expose yourself rightly and
Especially when it's
quickly too.
monetized.
Yes, when it's not monetized, it's like you working for someone you don't even know about. It's just a work. Just like we believe in God. We've not
Yeah.
seen God before, but we just believe in God. So that's how it is. It's just like you're just working till the day you be like, okay. But there are a lot of shortcuts now to the social media. Gone are those days where uh, you'll be like, oh, you see a blue tick on someone's account, you'll be like, this guy don't work well. But you don't know, say those things are things they pay for.
Okay.
You get like they pay for it. You could just pay for it monthly, and you have a blue tick. So it's by like right now it's normal. It's a normal thing. So everybody knows that. Then when you're monetized, it will give you. In fact, if if you're monetized, according to my friend, they say if they don't monetize you, you're not going to discuss with me. Yeah, you go day they work. you know. So that's what it is. And comedy is like one of the most. Let me say, comedy is like the overriding thing right now in social media. Because everybody you see, even something very serious, they just want to turn it to comedy and make it
Yeah.
a video and post so people would see and watch. So, but we know that stand-up comedy is different from uh other comedies. We have stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy, you could, if you're a very good comedian, you can be a stand-up comedian because most people are comic skit makers. They are not stand-up comedians. They don't know even some competitions I see, and I see the judges. When I see the judges that want to judge a stand-up comedian, the person don't even know it be comedy, he just dey into entertainment. And how could you know the onions that continue that the comedian might not make you laugh, but that comedian is
Mm.
very good if you know the in-depth of comedy. You know that this comedian is good, just that this audience no be audience we go understand this is jokes, but this guy is very intelligent. So if you build on that person and train him, like teach the person, like this is how this is supposed to be, this is how you're supposed to do it, the person will go far.
Okay.
Just that our country now, the entertainment industry, they have godfatherism and all the rest. So sometimes you just be somewhere and they're supposed to bring you for a show. The next thing they are not calling you again. What happened? One senior colleague there don't tell them say, man, I remove this one name. So when someone that is even good, they will just remove you, press you under the table, just to silence your talent. But you keep trying your best to do what you can. Social media is now out that people can just anything you like. If you want to be clapping your hand, if you just sit down for ground, clap and make the video, you post and say it's something. Before you know, people will just like hand clapping for no reason.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. Social media, yes.
Okay. So what do you think about some of the jokes comedians make? Do you think some of them are too vulgar, or okay, let me rephrase. Like you made a statement of that was initially pastors saying some certain things that is not true, and you see comedians come on stage to like rephrase it and retract it to make it a joke, but most times there's truth in it. So do you think comedians like this are sometimes too vulgar, you know, because you tend to see them talking about somebody and they might even be narrating a story about that person, but of course in a comic way. Do you think they are too vulgar, and do you think they need to like retract it or maybe reduce it in a little way?
Well, okay. When you say a comedian is vulgar, then I know what you're trying to say. What you're trying to say is when a comedian picks on someone or whatever someone else has said, that is like we saying in the yab the person. Hmm.
Okay.
And there is a name for it that I'm trying to. But I think before I'm done talking now, it will come to my head. There's a name for it actually. So, but
Okay.
when you say a comedian is vulgar, then you're saying that he talks nude about nudities.
Okay.
Yeah, a vulgar comedian cannot perform on a church altar because you know go know when he will talk one F word and all that. That's a vulgar comedian. That's what it means.
Okay.
Yes, so being vulgar is not it's not about yapping someone on stage. Yapping someone on stage is different from being vulgar. Being vulgar is like you no get anything I won't talk here now for this thing one will talk nudity, F words, all this kind of talks. There is one sexual abuse, sexuality, and all that. That's a vulgar comedian, and we have
Okay.
them, a lot of them. Now the thing is, they don't know where to drop some particular kind of jokes. There are places you drop some jokes that are not meant to be. You just leave it. Say this material, not be for this audience. Leave back. Do the material we go good for that audience. You know.
Okay.
So, but when you say a comedian picks on maybe after a pastor finished talking and all that, he goes to take the mic and he makes that talk to be like a joke. That is okay. Yes, that's it. Now I've gotten the word. It is very, very tendentious. Like that, it's called a tendentious joke.
Okay.
That's what it is. So when a comedian does that, that means no, no, no. Someone can just get angry and walk out, or take the mic from him, or do anything. It's like a pari passu with this vulgar talk because vulgar comedians they can't even invite you to a corporate show because even if you go there, before you know, you start saying things about sexual harassment and all that. So that's actually a vulgar comedian. Yeah. So that's it.
So are you agreeing and saying that as a comedian you should know how to pick your words?
Of course, now you are holding a microphone. Your voice is more louder than like the rest of the audience under the sound of your voice. So whatever you say, even someone that is not looking at you, might be pressing his phone head down, but his ears are on the microphone, the speakers, and he will just hear every little thing you say. So you should watch your words, especially most comedians that don't know how to arrange their sets of jokes when they go for a show. How can you give people burial jokes when you are in a wedding? Eh? Are you planning on going for the couple's burial or
I
what?
want that.
So,
All right, I, I,
some of
I, I, I
that, yeah.
quite enjoy this particular session with you, but you have to crack a joke for us while on air right
Really,
now. Let's see your
a joke.
level of, how do I put it now? To make us laugh as a comedian, as a certified comedian.
No level, no level. No, we are level. The country already is leveling us to a level that we don't even know the level we are right now. So, what other level do you think I can give to you that will level you in a comic way?
I don't know. I don't know.
Moreover, all of my jokes are very expensive. I won't lie to you.
You
If
have
I
to,
say
please.
one of my jokes here now, I don't know how it will sound to you. Naturally, Nigeria is like a comedy channel in heaven. That if God wants to laugh, you just tell angel, put Nigeria. So everything in this country is as funny as anything you can think of. So a lot of things is as you are right now. Tell me that your account balance is not funny to you. It's just tell me the truth. When you wake up, and I don't know how God placed this in our heart that immediately you wake up, do you know that the first thing you think of as you just open your eye, are like you gain consciousness to this world that you are alive. So you just open your eye, bam, the first thing that will come to your mind is, may you first check where your phone day.
And that's not a lie. Oh. That's not a lie.
It's
That's
like
true.
if you don't see
All
your
right,
phone, you will
thank
find
you
you
very
forget
much,
things in
Kelvin
that
Briggs.
place. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I
Yeah.
had a fun time with you, and we hope
Of
to
course,
do
same
this
here.
some other time.
All right, thank you so very much.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day.
And you too. Yeah.
Okay. So that's where we draw the curtain. The show is over for today. Join us same time next week. All right. And trust us to give you something more juicy, interesting in every part of the entertainment industry. I remain your baby girl, Queen Konta. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.